Welcome to the third edition of our series of podcasts on unmasking the truth. Today we are unpacking the importance of journalism in Zimbabwe. I'm your host, Arthur Choga, and this program is brought to you by the Media Monitors Zimbabwe in partnership with International Media Support, IMS, and SIDA. Journalism. When we talk about journalism and how it is important to people, there are certain things that we need to look at. Journalism plays a crucial role in society, and its importance is particularly evident in countries like Zimbabwe. The role of public interest journalism is vital in upholding the principles of democracy, promoting transparency and accountability, and ensuring the well-being of citizens. In Zimbabwe, a country that has faced political and social challenges, a vibrant and independent press is essential for the nation's progress. First and foremost, journalism serves as a watchdog, holding those in power accountable for their actions. In a democratic society, it is essential to have a free and independent press that investigates and reports on corruption, human rights abuses, and other wrongdoing. Journalists act as the eyes and ears of the public, exposing injustices and bringing them to the forefront of public consciousness. Moreover, journalism plays a crucial role in providing reliable and accurate information to the public. In an era of misinformation and fake news, the work of professional journalists becomes even more critical. Journalists are trained to verify facts, cross-check sources, and present information in an unbiased manner. Access to reliable information empowers individuals and strengthens the democratic fabric of our society. It provides a platform for diverse voices to be heard, promoting inclusivity and fostering dialogue. Today, I'm joined in this podcast by two very distinguished panelists, and I'll let them introduce themselves. To my right.
Hello, my name is Tariro Shoniwa. I'm the Manager of Research, Training and Development with the Zimbabwe Media Commission.
Thank you very much, Tariro. And to my left.
Yes, I am Nigel Nyamutumbu. I come from a network of media professional associations and support organizations, the Media Alliance of Zimbabwe.
Welcome, Nigel, and welcome, Tariro. Thank you very much for joining us today. Let's start by delving right into the issue. Tariro, what is your understanding of the importance of journalism?
The Zimbabwe Media Commission recognizes journalism as a fundamental pillar of democracy. It upholds the principles of freedom of information, as well as promoting the principle of access to information, allowing citizens to access diverse viewpoints and participate in public discourse. It also helps the citizenry to make informed decisions and also provides a platform for different voices and the voices of the marginalized. When it comes to public information and accountability, the Zimbabwe Media Commission also understands that journalism plays a critical role in providing accurate and timely information to the citizenry. Journalists act as a buffer between different sectors of the Zimbabwean society, as expounded in the Freedom of Information Act, whereby journalists can actually practice investigative journalism to come up with issues that will be troubling the citizenry, as well as issues to do with accountability. And then when we speak about media professionalism and ethics, the ZMC emphasizes the importance of professionalism and ethical conduct. In journalism, all these are in line with the provisions of the law, that is the Zimbabwe Media Commission Act, as well as the Freedom of Information Act that are administered by the Zimbabwe Media Commission. These promote the adherence of journalistic standards such as accuracy, impartiality, balanced reporting. They also help the journalists maintain a high standard of professionalism and ethics when they go about doing their work. Thank you, Ada.
Thank you very much, Tariro. That's from the regulator's perspective. Nigel, we've heard the importance of journalism from a regulator perspective. Now, from a practitioner in an industry perspective, how do you think journalism can push forward in the face of changes in technology, information disorders, competing sources of information, and an information superhighway? Would you like to take a look at the importance of journalism from that perspective?
Yes, certainly. I think if we were to be coming, say, from a religious background, I would say quality journalism is like the salt of the information ecosystem, because it is the one that should preserve the sanctity of truth. It should be the one that ensures that whatever is within various social media platforms or in any platform that citizens encounter or engage with information. That information helps them in making decisions. That information is inclusive to the extent that it covers diverse interests of men, women, girls. It covers persons with disabilities. It covers various persuasions, and it's from different languages, diversity in its all context. So if you have a quality journalism, that is the first entry point to safeguard information disorders, because at any given point, as they say, lies have short legs,
right.
but quality journalism should be able to sustain real information that empowers citizens, and that will be able to clean up the information space, and perhaps also ensure that the super highway of information that comes with various interests, because this information is also informed by someone who at times wants to deliberately propagate something, and they want to do it as fast as they can. But quality journalism, investigative journalism, should be able to then slow down some of this bubble and this popcorn to ensure that people consume what would be in their best interest.
Thank you. So how do people then navigate competing sources of information? I know you've touched on it, but these days there's as they say, a plethora of sources of information. How do people navigate through that, particularly from a journalistic point of view?
Yes, so it's three ways. The first way, where are you sourcing your information? Where are you drinking your water? Let's go to the source. If you are going to just get your information from, say, forwarded messages and so forth, take it with a pinch of salt. Who is the originator of this information? How reliable are they? And we are coming from the assumption that journalists, because the journalist is the science of verifying information. So if it is in a credible news outlet that the regulator, for example, in this case, the Zimbabwe Media Commission, where my colleague serves, they know where, for example, Media A is located. They know their editors. They know their editorial policies. They know that if they get anything wrong, they can be held accountable, either through a peer review mechanism, which we obviously advocate for in a self-regulatory way, or in terms of the law and their statutes that they use in the regulated media. So check, number one, the source. Secondly, have multiple sources. Mm-hmm. Do not just rely on one set of information. I know you may prefer Media A, but Media A, there's also obviously various the political economy of the media. Mm-hmm. For example, often people like to say, hey, who pays the piper, calls the tune, mm-hmm. and so forth. Don't dance to one tune, mm-hmm. in other words. Try as much as possible. If you hear from A, check B, mm-hmm. and so forth. And then lastly, be a discerning consumer of media. Mm-hmm. Be an active discerner. Don't just take information for what it is. Also, engage with whatever source of information that you get before you spread and forward. Yeah.
Right. Excellent. So, Tariro, coming back to you, as the ZMC, from a regulatory perspective, how are you navigating this space and all the changes that are taking place in it?
In trying to navigate the competing sources of information, at the moment, the Zimbabwe Media Commission is coming up with a digital media policy. that is going to seek to address the issues that have to do with media convergence, fake news, disinformation that rises from the multiple sources of information that we find ourselves in today. The Zimbabwe Media Commission is also has also produced an election monitoring report, an election training manual that we used last year. Yes, we used it last year to train media practitioners on how to report on elections. It's also a way of us trying to navigate the competing sources of information whilst we train the media practitioners on how to report on certain issues. We are also going to come up with a manual this year that has to do with climate change. It's also a way of us trying to set the media practitioners on a set course so that they can be able to disseminate information accurately and timely and in the right way to the citizenry.
Great. I did have a chance to go through those guidelines on election reporting. They were quite detailed.
Thank you.
And it's good that you're then branching into areas like climate change, etc., because these are key issues. Now, going forward, Nigel, how do we harness all these things in order to create strong and good journalism going forward?
Yes, it's good that there are various agents that are equipping and training journalists. Because, as I said, that is one way of safeguarding against information disorders. So we often say that the media's role is to inform, educate, and entertain. The assumption is the one who is informing themselves are informed. So we need to get the journalists informed. I mean, climate change, for example, is not something that you just wake up and be able to unpack the implications of the way whether we're doing our agriculture or whatever, in an accurate way, or the health reporting, these various facets. So number one, the question of capacity building is certainly important. It's certainly important to have inclusive content, as I said, and also to continue to promote a culture of media pluralism and diversity, a safe operating environment for the media, a sustainable media, because for the media to be able to effectively play its role, it ought to be sustainable. Journalists ought to be, paid well. There has to be resources invested towards investigative journalism. All those things make up and ensure journalists also converge and are able to embrace new technologies and to occupy those sources where information disorders are rampant. So it's a multi-pronged approach, but it's really hinged in protecting and defending quality journalism.
Excellent, thank you. Tariro, from a regulatory point of view, how is ZMC coming in to ensure that journalism remains important, remains relevant, and remains viable in this environment?
Thank you, Arthur. The Zimbabwe Media Commission did launch a sexual harassment policy, just to answer to what Nigel was speaking of just now. We are trying to create a safer newsroom for everyone, not just females, but we're also looking at the gentlemen. And the Commission is encouraging each and every media house that is in Zimbabwe to come up with a policy. If they cannot come up with a sexual harassment policy, they are free to use the one that the Commission came up with, and they are free to adopt it and use it within their newsroom. We are also going to continue engaging and re-engaging with all stakeholders, all partners, and we are calling on board all stakeholders to help the Commission in raising awareness towards safe journalism and ethical and professional journalism. The Commission is committed to making sure that the media industry continues to develop in time and continues to develop well within the means and the ways that we find ourselves in, considering that convergence is an issue that we need to be aware of as we go further. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Well, there you have it then. We have had a look at the issues of convergence, technology, the information superhighway. This has been brought to you by the Media Monitors of Zimbabwe. I'm Arthur Choga, and big thank you to our partners, IMS and CEDA. Thank you very much.